How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the network. It looks like I'm blowing the mic out like I always am. And we are back at what I believe is episode 20. And we're going to start off with Easton. Oh, and by the way, we got a guest speaker, whatever you want to call this fool. Whatever you want to call this man, we got my RA Tyler. I'm still blowing the mic out. Holy hell, let me get further back here. And we're going to be probably starting off with NFL news with Easton.
All right. Well, I want to start off with the prop bets, of course, to kind of get those out of the way. We'll kind of have like a little competition to see who gets the most. So the first one, I want to go with, I'm just going to read mine off. So first, coin toss. I think it's going to be heads. And then I think the color of the Gatorade is going to be blue.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. It's going to be blue. And then the first touchdown is going to be OBJ. MVP is going to be Matt Stafford. And then the over-under is 48.5, and I think it's going to be over. And the winner is going to be the Rams. What do you guys think?
That's the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard.
No, dude, I'm telling you.
Okay, coin costs.
Tails.
It's going to be tails.
I got heads.
It's going to be tails.
Heads.
Tails.
Gatorade's going to be neon yellow.
I got red.
I got red on that.
Red.
I have red on that.
The first touchdown is going to go to Matt Stafford and a walk-in on the 2-yard line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or within the 5.
Nah, I got OBJ on the first one.
Matt Stafford's still going to be MVP.
Nah.
Over-under is going to be 12.5.
I got Matty Ice as a...
Over under 12 and a half?
You think
12 and a half?
No, you're thinking of he's thinking of something else. So you think it's gonna be under them? Like the total score is gonna be under
48 points.
Do you
No,
think that's
honestly,
just- that's
my
just-
over under is probably going to be
I think it's going to be under that.
I think
I'm
it's
gonna
going
go
to be over. It's going
I
to be
got
over 48 and a half. I feel like they're both very high scoring teams, and it's going to go to the Bengals.
Yeah,
Unless
The
the
fucking
defense show up.
Chargers.
I like
I got under on that.
The
You got the
Simpsons
under?
predicted it. It's going to be the Bengals.
if
I'm going under.
you're gonna go
I'll just
under.
say that much.
I go
Okay.
under.
Yeah. So and then who do you have as the winner?
Rams.
Bengals.
We both say we're all on the same page. Yes.
I really don't know. I would put my marbles in the Rams, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals take it.
Just take one.
I think
Take one,
I think it's
solidify
going to be a Bengals upset. I think it's
I'm
going to
gonna
go
go-
the way of the Chargers for a good bit of the game. I'd say probably late
Did
third
you say
quarter.
Chargers?
Not I meant Bengals. So, no, it's going to go good for the Chargers.
I mean,
But
Rams.
You mean the Rams?
Oh my God! I don't.
The Rams.
Yes, the fucking Rams. I hate my.
But
I
yeah.
love how I'm back here and I'm still peeking in the red.
I don't want to see how you are. Yeah, no. Sorry. The Rams is going to go great for them until about like mid third quarter, and then Bengals are going to come back and upset them.
Do you think it's going to be a Chiefs game?
Yes, it's going to be a complete
Yeah.
choke fest by the Rams. I guarantee
I'm gonna-
it.
I'm still depressed every single time I see like an
Dude,
Instagram post.
you should have seen it East in the day. We asked him to come over and watch the Rams.
I ate ice cream with the tub.
Yeah, he
You grabbed the whole
He
tub.
took the tub out of the freezer, just started eating the ice cream out of the tub.
You just
With a big
cradled it like it's your child.
He did.
Oh my
With a
God.
big
And then when he was done, he put a blanket over himself and curled himself.
He did fetal. Oh
He
my
came over
Jesus.
all in black hoodie up.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I'll take the Bengals.
But yeah. I don't want the Bengals to win because then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Joe Burrow's the next Tom Brady. He's got the Tom Brady blood in him," and I'm like, "Nah, there's gonna be nobody like Tom Brady."
I
No
mean,
way.
let's be honest though. For him to, I mean, what this is his second full season?
This is
First
his
full-
His
full-
first
full
full
season.
season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly though, he got the Heisman back in college, along with the college football championship, and if he also gets a Super Bowl win in that short of a time span, I mean, that's gonna be a good legacy either way.
Yeah, he's probably
That is very
that. That's a
So
Hall of Fame, but-
not Tom Brady levels, I would say, but something very similar to the fact.
Okay.
He's going to be Tom Brady's level at this day and age of quarterback.
Yeah, which is such a monstrous thing if you compare it to like the late '90s, early
he's
2000s
not gonna,
QBs.
he's not going to look anything like Tom Brady, but I can see him being the Tom Brady of the modern quarterback.
Not Justin Herbert. Not Lamar Jackson.
Not
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 Mac.
Lamar
No.
Jackson, no.
Not Mac Jones.
Mac
Not-
Jones, he's the other contender there, in my
I
opinion.
don't think there's gonna be anybody like Tom Brady. There's no way.
I mean, that's a huge
I mean,
legacy
he's
to live up
eventually-
to, but I think
He's eventually going to be
What do
next.
you mean by like who's like when you say this guy's gonna be the next Tom Brady, what are you comparing that to? The amount of Super Bowls that he wins, or like
Going to be on a stack.
Performance with it.
Going to make a team stacked.
okay,
I mean, the Patriots were that pedigree for so many years whenever Brady was there. And so, I mean, whenever you thought of the Patriots, like, oh, Tom Brady. Not,
Speaking
it
of
was just the Patriots.
Super Bowl things, I hate it when people compare quarterbacks and other players off rings. Because if you do that, Troy Aikman had 3?
Troy
Aikman would be better than Peyton Manning.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. A lot of people are like, oh, this QB did this QB. But it also comes down so much to the wide receivers and your running backs and your O-line a lot more than what you realize. So some people are like, oh, this QB sucks. It's like, on paper, he actually isn't terrible. But then if you look at his O-line performance, it's trash. So because of that, he turns bad. So I think if Joe Burrow can get a very good O-line, which it seems like he does so far.
You say that in one of their games in the playoffs, they got sacked 9 times.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, if he can get a very good O-line, which that's
Possible,
what breaks or makes or breaks at quarterback is how good your O-line is.
You know what I was thinking the other day? So Tom Brady retires. So what does this happen to Rob Gronkowski? What if Rob Gronkowski went to the Bengals? That's a hot take.
He said something. He tweeted something saying it. Because he said something about like he likes the young bucks way he plays and everything. It reminds me a lot of Tom Brady.
Is that seriously?
Rob said that.
Okay.
Gronk came out of retirement for the past 2 years with Brady.
Yeah, he was out for 2 years and then he went to the Bucs.
Yeah, and then he was like, screw it, I'll play for 2 more years. So obviously he still has the fire to play. I mean, dude was.
He was probably bored when he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude was chill for 2 years, probably just partying, doing whatever.
Whatever to Green Bay.
Rob said he liked the way that Joe Burrow played.
And speaking of Green Bay, there's been a lot of talk coming out of there that they might be re-signing Aaron Rodgers for 5 years.
No shot.
I don't care. I mean, honestly, if he goes to the Broncos,
I doubt
honestly, that's scary.
If he goes to the Broncos, that would be the biggest mistake in his NFL career.
I would think he would retire before
he goes to the team. He's looking tired. Have you seen him these past couple of games? This past season.
Thank you.
Dudes look burnt out.
Bro, I'm not ganged up,
but
finally.
Here's the one thing I noticed. I remember specifically a photo that got tweeted around huge after one of the games. I think it was like around week 12 or something like that, after that big sack that happened to him, where he's literally laying on the ground. It looks like a corpse.
Oh, yeah.
when he gets sacked by the Cardinals?
Yeah, that big freaking sack that happened.
His
helmet's all crooked, his chin straps all messed up.
That was a great meme. That became
it was an amazing meme, don't get me wrong, but you have to realize, like, some of these QBs, like Tom Brady, he's an anomaly.
Yeah,
for how old he is, lasting this long in the NFL, he's an anomaly.
And he's put up remarkable stats.
Peyton Manning retired younger than Tom Brady, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, by quite a few
39,
years.
38.
Yeah, Tom Brady's like 45.
44, 45.
Yeah, 44 going on 45.
It looks like Battlefield got it wrong in their 2042 trailer that they had.
That game's all wrong, but that's a different thing.
Yeah.
That is a bad thing to base that on. That is a terrible thing to base it on.
I loved their ad because they had the ad inside the in the game preview where they had Tom Brady up there with a big white beard, still playing for the Bucs.
Yeah.
All right.
So
should we go to?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I was gonna say just one thing. Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick also, like, that dude. He's starting to get gray in his beard. He was out for like 3 weeks. I remember because I had him on my fantasy team. I was like, Ryan Fitzpatrick, pretty solid, a decent QB. Next thing you know, dude's out from his hip for like 3 weeks, and after he came back, was averaging like 7 points in fantasy. I was like, I might as well have just kept Patrick Mahomes on the whole entire time, honestly. Yeah. Which that was a train wreck. Yeah, going on to the freaking Olympics. Let's go USA.
Yeah, so we got. Tyler's probably going to be most of this one, and Easton as well.
Yeah, so this Olympics is the end to a great era for the Winter Olympics. Shaun White tonight on Thursday, February the 10th, is having his last Olympics appearance.
What time is that going to be?
I think that's actually. Let me see what time that is at.
But that's crazy because Shaun White. Honestly, I watched the Olympics for Shaun White. To be honest with you, the Winter Olympics.
Today at 7:30 is
7:30.
whenever the men's half pipe goes, and that is Shaun White. 7:58 and then 8:25 is the final run of Shaun White's career that has spanned 3 separate Winter Olympics. Am I right with that?
Yeah, if he gets a gold, bro, he's going out as the goat of the Winter.
Oh,
Olympics.
100%.
Is he kind of like the Michael Phelps of the Summer Olympics?
Basically,
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
Oh, 100%. Except Michael Phelps and Shaun White are right close to the same age. Shaun White is 34. Michael Phelps is 35.
What was that one?
Michael
move?
Phelps has been he's been retired for a long time now.
Yeah, he's been retired since Rio, right?
Yeah.
Which
Rio
is-
was
which
back
is
in what,
funny.
2016?
Because I remember watching him so many times.
Oh yeah.
What was that one move that Shaun White hit? It was like in 2000. It was early 2000s, and he hit like he turned he did a flip 4 times in the air and landed it.
Here we go. His best attempt consisted of a front side 1080,
Yeah, that's
cap double cork 1440,
Mm-hmm.
front side 540, double McTwist 1260, and a backside rodeo.
And he won gold because of doing that stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he did it perfectly. So I remember watching that, and that was probably like the most amazing thing, and that probably hooked me on watching the Olympics a lot. But
Yeah, that was actually the trick that had hospitalized him. One of the tricks that he did, and so he came back,
Mhm.
and so
And that's why it was so legendary.
that's actually that's what people are talking about right now. That's what a couple of news stations or
Imagine.
certain critics are saying is like, can Shaun White land the terrifying trick that once hospitalized him?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Imagine he does that and is 35.
yeah, 35 years old, dude is that's getting way past Olympian. Age, because you see all these Olympics. Well, it also depends on which event it is. But gymnasts, they only compete until they're like 22.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
they start whenever they're like 15.
I know,
No,
exactly.
that's so much stress on their
That
bodies.
is
Well,
crazy.
yeah, no, their ligaments literally, if they don't acclimate themselves down with their training, their ligaments and everything
Mhm.
will actually tear themselves apart because their body will break down the muscle so fast. And
There
they
was
don't
a-
have that supporting muscle.
There was a documentary on Netflix. I was watching it, and it makes me not even want. If I have a daughter or something, I don't want them to do gymnastics. It scared the crap out of me because that's just the amount of pressure that they put on their bodies. But yeah.
But
So-
also talking about young athletes, a big scandal also hit within the figure skating competition. It was a 15-year-old Russian competitor. She was the first woman in history to hit quadruple jumps, I believe is what they were saying. But there is a drug scandal with Russia. No big surprise there.
Yes.
It's happened every Olympics, honestly.
It does.
But apparently she was drug tested and was found to have a banned heart medication in there. Which, whenever I first heard it, I was like, why the hell are they getting pissed about a heart medication?
I
But
know.
then did a little bit more digging into it. Turns out this exact drug, can't remember the name of it at the moment, but it actually helps with your endurance and your blood flow and everything like that. It helps increase that because it's a heart medication,
Mhm.
And so there's something going on with that. Another Russian doping scandal, just like the Sochi Olympics back in 18. And so that's one just absolute screwed up experience. So
Mhm.
that's great. And then also talking about women, Chloe Kim for the U.S. bringing a gold back home for the women's half pipe. Absolute freaking stud.
Mhm.
Gonna be making God knows how much money in
Dude,
sponsorship.
The racks are coming in.
Honestly,
Come on.
she already has a Nike sponsorship, already has an Oakley's. I mean, she has all sorts of different,
Mhm.
endorsements, pretty
Mhm.
much. And then we have Nathan Chen,
Nathan Chen. Combination.
freaking stud, as anyone will
Yeah.
say. Dude broke an Olympic record in
Yes.
the short routine, which has been standing for a hot minute.
Mhm.
So 1 gold in the short routine. I think he went on to also win gold just last night in the long routine.
Mhm.
And then also talking about the winter stuff. Let's talk about the location of the fucking half pipe out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone's seen photos of this fucking half pipe, but it is in the middle of this industrial wasteland
I saw
of
that.
China.
I saw that, and someone said, "Trust me, this isn't Photoshop." I'm like, "There's no way that's real."
It's
and all you see
literally
is just
this
pipes
white-
in the background.
Here, search
What is
it
it
up
called?
real quick. It's this big old white.
What is it? What's it called?
Just look up the half pipe.
Half
The
pipe.
Beijing Olympics 2022 half pipe. Oh jeez, but like yeah, here just search up images of it. Location. Search up location on it. 2022, Nathan. Yeah, pull it up right there.
Can't get it. Hold up either.
Yeah, and search up a location up top. That way you can see where it's located at, or one of them. Here, let's see.
Surely one of these will have it.
Hold on, let me try to find the photo. It's 2022
I can't find it
Olympics
anywhere.
half pipe location. It's oh gosh. Here we go. Yeah, it's literally in one of these districts here. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it at all.
But how do you even get permission to build it that
Dude,
close
it's
to a nuclear
China,
plant?
bro. They don't give a
It's,
shit.
it's land. You just buy it, or say you're using
Yeah,
it.
you're just using it. Honestly, screw it. Who cares?
It's on
I
a
can't
half pipe.
find the photo, but I'm pretty sure it was a leaked photo actually that's been going around showing the location. But
Here
yeah.
it is.
Oh
Yeah!
my god!
Yeah! Bring that up onto the freaking screen, dude. Oh my gosh. It is the
What? That is, how's that legal?
because they don't
I mean,
care.
what's
They
going to
don't
change it?
care.
What if there's like a like the nuclear thing just crashes?
Dude, it ain't
What's
gonna
the
happen.
chances of that happening?
But yeah, no. So I remember seeing like the unveiling of it. I think it was like the first night they had like a big red image up on the freaking side of the nuclear reactor. I'm like, this looks like a Simpsons episode. Like
Mhm.
it looks
Yeah.
like something you never would expect. But here we are, 3 giant nuclear stacks behind behind the giant
That's
freaking ski slope.
that's
Oh
That's
my
kinda
gosh, are you able to open that up and bring it up on the screen, Nathan?
Yeah.
Oh my jeez, it's goofy. Like why? I don't even know. Honestly, there's so many
Should that
different.
just
Look
be-
at that!
I
Look at
love,
that!
I love how they have the logo.
on
on
Oh
the
yeah,
side of it.
but yeah, no,
That's
see,
great.
that's a zoomed in on the slope. I saw a helicopter view of it, and it's literally just this white patch in the middle of this dead urban wasteland,
So just keep that
just
up there for
going
the
on.
episode.
It looks goofy, but
I like it. I
honestly,
think it's kind of cool.
it's cool in like a weird like cyberpunk dystopian
Mhm.
kind of weird situation going
I
on.
know. It's gonna be kind of interesting what they build whenever they do the Olympics in the United States.
Oh yeah, no, I'm really excited to see whenever the Olympics come back here. But other than that, the U.S. I think is currently ranked 3rd or 4th. Germany's actually leading the Olympics right now. They have like
Yeah.
6 medals, I believe. That's really really cool. Happy for them, I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
Germany can. We're 4th. We're behind. We're 3 medals behind.
we're
Austria.
tied. We're tied with Austria.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh wait, no, they got some medals
Yeah.
apparently. Okay, yeah, let's see here. Yeah. So we have 4 gold, 5 silver, 1 bronze there. Austria has 4, 5, 4.
But say we're tied for gold and silver, but they have 3 bronze.
Yeah, they
we
have 3
1.
more bronze.
Hopefully-
Norway has 5, 3, 4, and then Germany is leading because they have 6 gold. And what events? God knows what. We're not even halfway through.
Yeah.
We're not even halfway through the freaking Olympics,
I
boys.
know.
I mean, we're only at
That's what
event 45.
They got
The-
4 in the lunge. Okay, no, I
The
watched.
luge.
What's the
I
luge?
watched luge.
What's
Is
a
luge.
luge?
Is
Is
like
it
the
That's the one.
basically what you do is it's kind of like you sit like
What are these events,
It's
bro?
the
Alright,
one.
so
it's
luge is
the
the
one where
one-
you go down the little pipe and you're in the little ski thing
What
or
the?
sled thing.
you're on a sled.
Yeah.
And it's like this multi-million
It's the-
dollar research sled.
To me, it's one of the coolest events.
You guys.
It's
keep
so freaking sketchy.
You keep on talking. I'm gonna watch a video. That you're in that,
Yeah, no, you're straight up like
bro.
feet
What if you
first.
What if you just like fly off?
You're gone. You're
Die.
done.
You
It
die.
is game over. You are not doing nothing. What can you do? What?
How? I don't
you're
get-
going backwards.
dude.
No, you go.
No, dude, you go
first.
feet first.
No way.
I think
I'm
they
about
should-
to say, if you
I
go
think they
head
should
first-
equip
There's
them.
like, well, there's.
Head
I think
first.
there's certain variations. One of them that you kind of go face first. I think one
Wait,
of them.
is it
That's
so?
the one where you do. It's the 3-person one. and
Yeah,
you're
the
all-
team. The
you're
team.
The what they
That
call
is.
bobsled.
Yeah, that's bobsled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the luge is
And
literally
I've seen those
stacked.
crash, and that can get scary.
Yeah, and Germany is known for this. That's also the thing. Like Germany is always a really, really good competitor in the luge because I mean it's cold up there all the
Yeah.
freaking time. So I mean they get a lot of practice grounds.
You know what event amazes me in the Olympics? Figure skating. Because whenever I was watching Nathan Chen win the gold, dude, he literally didn't miss a beat of the song. Because like you can hear the song and they have to jump on the beat and land on the beat, and he landed it so perfect, and his score was basically
330.
basically almost perfect.
I think he actually got the closest to a perfect score that's ever happened. That's how he broke that record.
Yeah,
So he scored first with 330.06. And the next guy up, I think, was like a Norwegian guy who got like 310.
When the USA
So I mean, by 20 points, and usually those competitions are only like just a couple points, if decimal points
Mhm.
winning from it. So for him to break that is revolutionary.
when the
I mean,
USA wins gold medals, it's because we win it by a large margin.
oh,
It's never
100%.
close. It's
You
never
can look at the Summer Olympics for that. I know for the Summer Olympics, I
We're
think the
different.
London Olympics, I believe
better.
if you tallied up every single medal that every other country got,
Mhm.
we would still win by like 40.
Yeah, we're just better whenever we win.
Well, here's the
We
thing.
might not have the
it's
gold medal, but
strange
when we
seeing how different the countries are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very much the countries that are up in the colder parts of Europe and stuff like that, of course, are going to be freaking goated at some of the winter stuff.
Yeah.
But we still have such a diverse landscape throughout the U.S. that we're able to do any of that. Yeah.
When's it curling?
Curling? Dude,
That happened yesterday.
What?
I think that was yesterday.
Dang it! Have we won anything?
Curling is a dad sport.
I love
Actually,
it.
I
love
saw
curling.
a photo of some curlers.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of them is a dude with a like
It
it's
looks
the-
like Nathan.
It's the
It
most,
literally looks like Nathan.
most unathletic athlete you've
big
ever
old
seen.
hair,
Dude
mustache.
he had a
Hey,
full on
let's see
mullet.
this.
He had a mullet,
And
a beer belly, and the 70s
handlebars.
porn stash.
You know.
Oh my! No, he had a porn stash going. It didn't even go down like past his freaking lip. No, dude looked
where's
like
the
a
freaking picture?
freaking stud. All of them looked like dads who like got lost on like a European vacation trip, and all of a sudden found like a sweeping sport. Hold on,
Literally.
What team was it? This guy?
Yeah.
him, right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's fucking. That is
That's
Nathan.
him. See that porno stash?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
Bring him up on screen for a second. We're gonna just analyze this absolute stud. I mean, he looks like Ron Swanson.
You know-
If Ron Swanson went on like a wilderness adventure
These are,
for like 3 months and found like a hippie side.
these are different variants of Nathan.
They are.
Multiverse. If we're going into multiverse stuff, please.
Matt Hamilton, that's his name.
Watch me become an Olympian.
Matt
Oh,
Hamilton. Dude, look, he's wearing J's.
He's
Bring him up.
he's
Bring
wearing
him up
oh my God,
right
Air
now.
Force Ones.
He is wearing Air Force One.
That's awesome. See, look, like honestly, all,
Name another sport where you can wear J's on ice.
I got a good picture. Look at the concentration on this. Like,
Look at him. That's him. That's him again. That's Matt Hamilton.
I think that was 4 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah, that's before Matt Hamilton grew this absolute flow bro thing going on. I mean,
Here it
bring this gorgeous man out.
Look at the lunge on that, dude. Look at the.
First off,
That
look,
is
he isn't
100%
even
me.
creasing the J's. Look at that. There's not a single crease. You look at that front foot. That is the most well-preserved J you're ever gonna see. He has like little Scott Bright pads on his heel so he doesn't slip and eat
What's that
shit.
green thing on the back of his?
Dude,
Spreads
that's
out
his
rag.
towel, bro. That's for his
rag.
hands, because you know bro is just focused. I mean, look at him. There's no abs on that man.
Maybe
There's
I need to
no,
start
like-
curling and be buddies with this dude.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Dude's wearing these cool, like, painted over Air Force Ones with this breakup pattern on them. I mean, dude's looking
Yeah,
like an absolute
He's
stud.
a stud. But yeah, these are like different variants of Nathan.
I mean, dude, like, this is the best sport just for the fact of seeing the outfits. Like, some of these athletes are dripped the hell out. This man, Matt Hamilton in particular, dude is a straight up god.
Yeah. When you think
100%.
of like American sports or the American Olympics, you think of that guy.
Why isn't cornhole a sport? Why isn't that an Olympic
And, like,
sport?
Or it should be. Would it be a
That
summer?
is-
That'd be a summer.
That'd be a summer sport, but it's still wondering why. This is also, here's my question. Why the fuck have we had, wasn't like the 2008 Olympics in Beijing? Why is it freaking 14 years later we're going back to Beijing?
It's because they have to bid and stuff, right?
Yeah,
They-
I
They
guess.
swap back and forth.
It was in Beijing. It was the summer.
I didn't say. Yeah, I didn't mean it was the Winter Olympics. I knew it was the summer, but I was like, bro.
But don't the summer and winter have different schedules?
Yeah. I mean, they're every 2 years.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is
Oh, they don't go to the same location as the
Yeah.
summer. Yeah, no, because summer ones were. Where were the summer ones actually? Wait, we didn't have them. COVID.
No,
Yeah,
they were
no,
last
it was. There was one. It was in.
Yeah, but it's 2021. Yeah, but
Tokyo.
It was Japan. Yeah, because they had that giant fireworks display, I think,
Mhm.
going on. That was actually one of the prettiest Olympics that
Mhm.
I've seen, other than Rio. Dude,
Rio was
Rio,
pretty
I
cool.
think 100% was one of the best looking Olympics and best
Mhm.
performing Olympics. Because here's the thing, they're all down there, they're at sea level, so everyone's already like acclimated to perform better because you can't get more sea level than Rio de
Wow.
Janeiro.
I know.
So I mean, just seeing that, like everyone performed to their best. It was a Summer Olympics. It was like 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2016.
Best Olympics I've seen in a hot minute. Simone Biles. I don't think Michael Phelps wasn't. What?
Yeah, that was
actually?
his final one.
Yeah. So it was end of a legacy from Michael Phelps. Simone Biles was in there. The whole USA gymnastics team swept the competition. I know we did awesome in our sprints. Everyone was doing amazing. There's been so many compilations made from it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's all that I have for the Olympics.
That was funny.
So much shit.
Now I'm going to move on to NBA, and I think this is going to be Trevor and Easton real
Yeah,
fast.
so you gotta go.
Yeah.
I'll see
you all
See you, Ty.
So this just came out today. James Harden's going to the 76ers. There was rumors that this was gonna happen, and I was like, this could be good for if the Nets get the right things that they need. But I don't know how Ben Simmons is gonna be on the Nets. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
Someone said both teams won the trade. Some people said Philadelphia lost the trade and the Nets won.
Well, no. The Philadelphia.
I think, to be honest, I think it was a good trade for both of them because the 76ers get a ball handler that can shoot now, which Ben Simmons couldn't do that.
Yeah, he couldn't.
But they did give up a shooter to get a ball handler shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Curry.
I mean, Ben Simmons ain't that big of a shooter.
No, Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
They got rid of Seth Curry.
Yeah.
And the reason why people are saying that Nets won this one is because the Nets were needed a big body person, and Drummond is that big body person they needed to fill that gap they had for the 5 spot.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got Seth Curry with KD and Irving on the road games because he can't play the home games because of his vaccination status.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't see how when the Nets are home, especially if they get a good seed at home and they go to that Game 7 under home and they need Kyrie, I don't know how Simmons is going to fill that role.
He's not.
For Irving.
Bro, Ben Simmons cannot. He is so afraid to shoot the ball, and it's so funny when he tries to shoot because he can't. He can't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But then he also, is he going to be another drama queen that the Nets have to deal with?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think if I had to say the first round picks are what get me.
That's another big thing why I said the 76ers lost this trade is because they worked so hard to get those first round picks.
I know.
Just to get rid
Trust
of them.
the process. What happened to trusting the process?
Well, but you also got to consider that they probably a lot of times teams get or work so hard for those picks
just
to use them as bargaining chips later.
And that's what I'm thinking because if you ask me, what good are those first round picks? Now, granted, you could get someone like LaMelo Ball or John Morant that get a young ball handler like that could help Joel Embiid, but. 76ers have been in win time mode past 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
And they get James Harden on top of that. With Embiid, 2 players that won a ring. Really, really bad.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to make a really good run this season.
But I don't think they're going to his championship game.
I don't know. We got to see how they play first. And if they are clicking, because if Joel Embiid plays the way Clint Capella did with Harden at the Rockets, and Joel Embiid can shoot 10 times better than Clint Capella ever did, this is going to be something impressive.
Well, okay. here's what I gotta worry about with the 76ers. The Bulls look insane; they can't be stopped, and the Heat look really good. Well, and then you have the Bucks to worry about too, with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't. Joel Embiid is a good player. James Harden's a good player, but I don't see that combo working. We'll have to see, but I don't think they're gonna make a good run, but it's not gonna be towards a championship game. I feel like.
But going back to giving up those first round picks.
Yeah, that's bad. Well, it's not needed.
I don't think it's bad nor it's good, because usually when someone has a first round pick, they're usually in that it's time to rebuild. Let's just shoot our luck to see if we can get a good first round pick, and if they are good, we can just keep what we have now and just build on top of it.
Mm-hmm. But
And to be honest, to me, first round picks in the NBA aren't near as special as they are in like the NFL.
Yes, they are.
But because of how often players move in the NBA.
Devin Booker, first round pick, is really good.
He does have a
John
point.
Morant.
But-
He does. There's
but how
like a
often
couple.
do- But how
NBA
often do
is
those?
run by the players?
Yeah, how often do those players move around?
Yeah, true.
Because
But-
you
because
could
you
have
could
your first
have-
round pick
you
for
could have-
3 years, and he's gonna be I want out here.
Or
Mhm.
heck, have them for half a season, be like, yeah,
Well, you
I'm
can't
gonna,
get. I don't think a rookie can get. Well, they can. They usually don't
right.
get
But,
traded the first year.
but nothing says they can't after a season or two and just be like, all right, I want to change and head out.
Mm-hmm.
Or you let someone else pick them up, see if because half the time their skill doesn't transfer over to the NBA.
Yeah.
And you see if they pan out to be anything worth trading on for later on.
And that's the good thing about the draft because like
And,
don't know.
and that's
you
another
know
thing.
because like if you get a guy like John Morant and the Grizzlies really cashed out on John Morant. But yeah, that's just one of the players that I think really
And this is another thing.
impressed a lot of people.
Yeah, those first round picks do suck giving up, but you're getting James Harden, someone you know is good, can help a team and stuff like that. When you go out and kind of just hope the person you're picking in the draft transfers
Mhm.
over and still plays good in the NBA. I mean, just look at the Pelicans. They put all their money into Zion Williamson. Where's he?
But he's doing commercials.
Yeah, what is he doing? 300 pounds, doing nothing.
Is he really?
Yes.
And
Have you not seen the picture of him?
there are rumors that he might go back to college.
No.
Oh my god.
No, just hit images. Look at that.
Jeez, man.
That was like 2 games ago.
He was supposed to be the next LeBron James. Everybody was saying he was. I was like, nah, dude, I don't know. But yeah, you don't have to bring it up. I don't. Are you gonna bring it up on the screen?
Look at him in the mask.
Right here,
Yeah, that's this year.
fluffy.
Yeah, he's an NBA player. Tell me how that's an NBA player. People said he was going to be like the next, Charles Barkley.
He's
I think
looking
Charles
like-
Barkley's better than him right now.
I think he
Barkley
looks-
Charles is
he's
a good
kinda
player.
looking like Charles Barkley right now.
Yeah, right now, not in the NBA.
He's kind of looking like it. But yeah, should we go on with the other trades that happened? Porzingis went to the Wizards.
I was shocked when I saw that.
I don't know why Dallas did that. It's so stupid.
I think that's just.
This is so stupid. You know what else is a stupid trade? CJ McCollum going to the goddamn Pelicans. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You are literally oh my god, the Trailblazers think way too hard. They literally just need to keep Damian Lillard and his squad, and they do good. And oh my gosh, bringing him up there.
Yeah.
But CJ McCollum is really good on the
Zion, Piggy
Trailblazers.
Williamson.
Oh yeah. He's really good on the Trailblazers, and then you just move him to the Pelicans, and you get him what did they even get for that in that trade?
When is his draft picks?
Oh, I hope to God not, or else I'm gonna be pissed.
Pretty sure it was just draft picks.
There has to be a player. There has to be a player involved in that. Here, hold up.
I'm pretty sure it was just,
Portland is sending Larry Nance Jr. and Tony.
That's what it is. Yeah. But Larry Nance was on Portland. Larry Nance is going to the Pelicans now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was just draft picks.
Okay, whether or not if it was draft picks, moving CJ McCollum to the Pelicans and doing him like that, because the Pelicans aren't going to be close to winning anything in the next 5 to 10 years. So that just made me mad. But yeah, okay. So now last. Oh yeah. So Marcus Morris, his dirty play that happened to John Morant.
Okay, I have watched it a couple times. I don't think it should have been a flagrant 2. I think it should have been a flagrant 1.
You think?
I don't think he should have been ejected for it.
I don't know. He literally
It
put.
didn't look.
He
It
put
looked,
his hand, and that was intentionally to
no.
put his hand.
Okay,
oh
it
my
was
God.
intentional.
Where the frick is your hand going? He's
It
not
was-
going
it
to the
was-
ball.
Flagrant 1 is making a play on the ball.
Which I
The
think
ball.
it. He,
No.
Making a play
he
on the ball
missed.
that missed the ball and you hit the person in head, neck area that could cause serious injury.
Which I think it
Flagrant
was.
2 is deliberate usage of hands to the face.
Which
Yeah,
I don't
You
think
can't
it
tell
was.
me he was making a play on the ball when his head was in his nose.
Yeah, I have watched it many times.
Where's
Where's
the ball?
where's his hand go? Okay.
Watching it like bang bang, it looks like he was trying to block
out of
the
your
ball and
hands.
he just missed.
Okay, wait. Where's the? There's a camera angle right here that I want to see. Here it is.
Yeah. When
Oh my God! He's not
He
going towards the
missed.
ball.
yes, he is.
Yeah.
No, he's
Because
He
the
would have jumped
like,
straight up.
half
Not
a sec-
lunged at him.
He
He
would
would
have
have lunged
jumped.
at him.
Why did he
half
go
the
like
second-
this? He went stiff arm in the
you
air.
see people block with their hands out like that all the
But
time.
you know that's
It's
a foul.
If you do any motion like this, it's foul. If you go straight up, it's not a foul.
It to me, it legit looked like he jumped late and he was just trying his best to get there
Well-
and he missed.
Well, people are saying this is intentional because this isn't the first goddamn thing. And Adam Silverman, I'm pissed off. Adam Silverman needs to do something about this because he's done this like 10 times in the NBA and it's always 1, 2, 3 game suspensions and it's total BS. And I want him to really just lay the punishment on Marcus Morris because he
But
is
see,
a scumbag.
but see, I
He's an
completely
absolute scumbag.
I
and hate
completely
using that word.
disagree because to me that did not look flagrant.
But that's not the thing.
No, I mean it looks flagrant. It didn't look intentional. It does not look intentional in my opinion
But
at all.
Oh my God! I mean, just why are
And
you
you
putting
can't, in my opinion, you cannot take a slow mo.
a slow mo?
You have to look at it at face value. Look at it at real time.
But slow
No, I
motion
disagree with that too.
helps you realize what
It
happened.
does, but it does not. Even in the slow mo,
Look.
in my opinion, it doesn't look like he's deliberately going for his face.
I don't know, man. I think,
Delivery doesn't look
but
like
this isn't the first thing. This isn't the first time that this has happened. So
It doesn't. You can't use past for anything.
oh yeah, you can determine that he does this on purpose whenever there's someone going up for an easy layup or something like that.
Maybe he's just a bad blocker. But I don't.
No, he's just a bad player that just does dirty stuff and
I
it makes me
100
so mad.
100% do not
Okay.
think that was intentional. I 100% don't think it was intentional.
Good thing you're not an NFL ref, and good thing you're not an
Oh
NBA
my-
ref.
So I just don't understand. See, look, he's got the ball cocked back up here, and his hand is going like
Okay,
this.
but watch.
But
watch,
why is his hand going like
okay,
this, like Superman?
Watch where the ball was when he starts
Okay.
his block. Because the ball was 100% there at one point, and if you're just not blocking correctly,
Right there, he's in a karate stance right now.
Look.
And look, the ball is up,
no,
and he's going
watch,
towards
watch,
his face.
Watch. Oh, frick.
Oh my lord!
We
But the thing is, he went
I
like
know.
this. He swiped at him. That's the thing.
no,
He doesn't.
he jabbed. He jabbed. He did
Yeah.
not swipe. He
Who
jabbed.
jabs at a block?
Yeah.
I-
When you
I did
block,
all the time, but I wasn't a
that's
good
that's
player.
a that's a foul though. When you go up for a block, you don't go like this. You go like
watch,
this. It's
watch,
not this.
Watch.
It's this.
They were both going into a jump. He's going in to jump for the layup. He's going in to jump for the block.
Yeah, on
Right?
his face.
Right there, the
Karate stance.
ball was 100% where he
So then
was
why-
going to.
So then why didn't he jump? Why
didn't
didn't he jump like
Because
this?
he's late.
But why didn't he get killed going up and went straight for his face?
But he went straight for where the ball was, and he's late, and he overshot and smacked it.
Flagrant 2, get him out of there.
Flagrant
I
2,
could- you-
10 game suspension. Get him out of here.
I don't
If that,
think he even should be suspended.
Flagrant 2s usually come with suspensions.
yeah.
Well,
So
regardless, I don't think it was intentional. I 100% think you're
but
looking into it
he's
too much.
done this.
Show
intention-
show Nathan the Grayson Allen one,
Grayson Allen one. Okay.
which was like a week ago now?
Mm-hmm. Alex Caruso.
Ask me if this is intentional.
We're playing the Grayson Allen Alex Caruso clip right now. So this is Caruso, bald guy over here. That's Grayson Allen. What is that?
Intentional?
Intentional.
You can see another shot.
If you don't say this is
I don't think
intentional,
I saw
I'm
this
leaving.
one.
If you don't say this is intentional, I'm leaving. I swear to God. Come on. Nathan, I
That was
swear to
flagrant
God,
two.
that was a flagrant two. And did he miss the ball or did he throw him
he
down?
honestly looks like he's going for the ball. He 100% to me looks like he's going for the ball there.
I'm your friend, but I'm about to leave. Because that is insane.
Show me.
But okay, hold on.
Show me
But
where.
the thing is, that is so dangerous to do when someone's in
The
the air.
sport itself is dangerous.
Well, when you're jumping in the fucking air, 10 feet up in the air, and you swipe at them to where like their legs can't catch them and they land directly on the hard court, like.
That you signed up for it.
Oh my fucking lord! You didn't get signed
sound,
up to get
okay,
the
okay.
shit
To be
beat out of
honest,
you
okay.
on a
To be
basketball
honest,
court.
right now, you sound like the pussy
No,
who doesn't think
no.
basketball is a contact sport.
Basketball is most definitely
That
contact.
needs to get out of the game.
That
Okay,
needs to
I'm
get
not
out of the
saying
game.
that he wasn't reckless there, but that doesn't look intentional.
That
It doesn't look like he grabbed him and threw him down.
his other hand came around.
But
and
the
threw
thing-
him down.
ball.
But
No,
that's the
he-
thing.
No.
But the thing is, like, if you swipe at somebody's,
I don't disagree.
upper
I don't
body.
disagree that that's flagrant. I don't think that's intentional though.
What would you call flagrant 2?
Like you're
Body
just
slamming?
grabbing the person and throwing them down. He didn't do that.
But
He's going for the ball.
when you do it in a way that will potentially injure them, that's
Which
the
he
Yeah,
was
that's-
injured. He's
that's-
out for 6 weeks.
He's out for
Which
6 weeks.
that's why you have flagrant one.
Flagrant 1 is still making you hit the ball, but also
You don't.
hit him.
I mean, his hands are on the ball.
No, he hit his hand first.
He was going for the ball.
Arm, swipe him down,
yeah,
throw him
so
down.
look, like he's swiping. Like I don't understand. Like why does he do this and then like that?
As he's going for the ball.
The ball is not even like going towards the basket at that time.
His hands on his hands, which is right there at the ball, and the other arm
And
comes around.
so what is?
But he's in the air too, being flung around as well, and he's going directly for the ball.
Grayson Allen is getting flung around.
He is being.
So no, what
he
is
is.
this? No,
he
no,
is
no,
as
no.
much of a ragdoll in the air right now as the other
No,
guy.
Grayson
Grayson Allen definitely has more control of his
He
body.
does.
I'm
No.
not saying he isn't, but they're both ragdolling.
But what is his other arm doing? That's
It went for the. It's going right there for the ball, and the other dude's arm just in the middle of it. I 100% agree it's a foul, 100% flagrant, but I don't think he's definitely not intentionally throwing the man down. He's swiping for the ball.
You're gonna have a bunch of NBA players pissed off at you.
I mean, I don't.
See,
I
like-
definitely agree that it's dirty, but he's not intentionally throwing the man down.
But the thing is, he's going up for a layup, and why are you going towards the player to block him when you know it's going to be a foul? When a foul in
Because you
basketball-
would rather them shoot free throws than get the easy layup.
But that's fucking crazy.
No, that's how you play the game.
You know how you play the game is you just fucking you go up to
Watch
block
this.
up and down.
Yeah,
Don't
but
go-
okay, but if
Time
you
out.
but if you
Flagrant
don't think
1 is unnecessary contact committed by a player against an opponent. Flagrant 2 is unnecessary where excessive contact committed by a player against an opponent. That's unexcessive.
okay, then
So
okay,
what was
I
it?
might, but then where did the whole intentional thing come up?
Usually flagrant 2s look intentional.
Okay.
That's the first
Okay.
thing to look at. If it's intentional, it's automatically
Yeah, so
flagrant.
Okay.
he is
Okay,
right.
so by that, then I don't completely disagree with it being a flagrant two, but it is 100% not intentional. He 100% is not intentionally throwing the man down.
But he's intentionally
Going
making
for
sure,
the ball. He's intentionally making a play
He's
on the
intentionally
ball.
making sure that the ball does not go into the basket
That's
by using.
called defense.
I know, but by not doing a basketball move. If you think that's
That's-
a basketball move, I have never. Trevor, you played
Okay,
basketball.
but that's why it's a foul.
I know, but you're intentionally doing that.
Yes, you intentionally do everything on the damn court.
But that is insane to freaking
Okay,
throw someone's upper body.
I don't disagree with that, but no, he does not intentionally throw the man down. He went for the ball, swiped the ball, and hit the dude's arms in between him and the ball.
Whether or not he's going for the ball, it's just crazy that you would swipe at somebody's body to where
Have you
they're.
ever played defense in basketball?
Yes,
Like
yes,
for real?
I have.
Yeah,
I
I never got
have.
caught a flagrant.
That is a flagrant. And our coaches said if somebody
Because I
is
have
going,
been called. I've had texts called to me for stuff like that.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
Rightfully,
but,
yes.
but say my point though is that I definitely agree on the call.
but there's no
But it's
flagrants
not-
in pro league basketball.
I'm not saying. I'm saying it was a foul. But my point is that that's not intentional. He did not intentionally throw the man down.
It was
It's unnecessary
necessary
roughness,
contact.
absolutely. But he did not intentionally throw the man down.
from the looks of it. Looks
No,
like
it does not.
You can't tell me just get down there, big guy.
But so our coach told us to whenever somebody's going up for a layup, you go up and trying to block it like this, but you don't freaking do that
Well,
move.
yeah, because that's the clean way to do it.
This ain't the fucking WWE where you
Well, he didn't even do that.
top rope.
No, he didn't. He has this hand here, and he pulls up, brings this arm through, and in the process of going to the ball, other dude's arm is coming through, and he hits him, which throws him off. He's 100% going
if
for
it
the
wasn't
ball.
for the second hand, I would just say that was a hard foul. The second
Or
hand
you
going
just
around
or
is
you just
like,
go
But
in like you just go in like this. Or not like
I mean, he's making a play on the ball, but obviously he didn't mean for the dude to helicopter his face into the asphalt.
but it's just crazy. That movie is just insane. And
Like, I don't disagree that that's wrong and
Mm-hmm.
that shouldn't happen, but the thing is, it's going to happen, and it wasn't intentionally committed.
It was unnecessary and excessive
Yes,
force,
I 100% agree with that.
which is flagrant too.
Okay, if you're defining flagrant 2 that way, yes, but if you're defining flagrant 2 by 100% intentional or not,
Well, what I'm saying
it's
was
not.
intentional. If it's intentional, it's automatically a flagrant too.
yeah,
Now, if they
but
call
that-
that a flagrant,
I
they go
wouldn't-
to the monitor and
I
they
wouldn't-
discuss to see if it's excessive and
well, yeah. But if that call was made specifically off being intentional, then I think you're a dumbass.
so he hits his
Well, thank
hand.
you, Eric.
So he hits his hand.
Right there,
So-
that's already a foul.
Yeah, exactly. So then why does he need to bring his hand, this arm, over
Because-
and swipe at him if he already knows
Because
it's a
he doesn't know.
you hear a
He-
whistle.
Okay, but when you're in the middle of playing, it's going.
foul?
You're
Look,
just
look, right
you're
there.
just
He
playing.
has a hold on his fucking
Missed
arm
it.
right there.
Watch.
Look, no,
Watch.
you just missed it.
Watch.
He has a hold on his arm
yes. Look,
to hold.
That's intentional.
he's not holding on to him.
Yes, it is.
Yes, he is. Literally
No,
pause
his
it.
arm
Literally pause
grab-
it. Pause
he-
right here.
He doesn't grab
Grab
it.
him.
Look,
right there.
grabbing right
Left arm.
there. He's grabbing his elbow.
Okay, that
It's
happens
whatever
all the
fuck
time.
This is called.
That
What is this?
happens, but he's not intentionally doing it.
Man,
It's
I
in-
wish you could see
in-
my facial expression right now.
In the process of going and doing that, he accidentally grabs him, maybe, but that's not even what does it. It's his other arm coming through on the right that throws him down.
So you do admit he throws him down.
Not intentionally. He is thrown down by the block. He does not intentionally smack him down.
So
Good
then
thing
how
you're
would
not on
then
my
how-
court.
Which-
Clean play, hit the ball.
No, it's
Like,
100% not
how in the
clean.
hell does his body end up like that?
Because he's swiping down. He
Intentionally.
So
No.
by hitting somebody's arm will create that.
Yes, we can
I don't want,
replicate
I
that
don't
real
want to
quick.
do it.
I don't want to have surgery on my wrist.
I don't want to either. But that has to be from grabbing somebody. And
No. Just when you're going through and you are swiping for it, and you make contact in the
why-
swiping down
Why doesn't it happen all the time though?
because people play cleaner usually.
Exactly. So that's a flagrant.
Yes, I agree with you on that. He's not intentionally taking the man and throwing him into the dirt.
I think he was. I think he had bad
No.
intentions when he went up.
No, 100% not.
Grayson
Yeah,
Allen, yes. With
Yes.
Grayson Allen's
No, I
history,
disagree with that
Do
too.
you know Grayson Allen's history?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does
Yes,
matter.
it
Hey,
does.
you
It kinda does.
cannot base your decision on one play based off the history of a
Yes,
player.
you can.
No, you cannot.
Yes,
He's
you
done it.
freaking
More,
can.
he's done it
That
more
is-
than once. That's
That's
the thing.
yeah. He
That
has like
is-
the most flagrant fouls in the shortest span.
Okay, because you shot a man and you are found in another crime where a man gets shot, I'm not arresting you and charging you instantly because another man
You
shot.
can't make that comparison.
It's the same thing.
No.
It's basketball.
It's the
Shooting
same
a man.
difference. It is the same difference.
But he's committing a foul both times. He's not shooting someone twice.
But my point being is just because you are at the epicenter of two situations, you cannot base the second one's decision off of what you've done in the past.
But I'd be acting like someone else fouled him and be like, oh, it's because Grayson Allen was
No,
out there.
it's not. I 100% think that is a flagrant foul, but he did not intentionally smack the dude in the face. I don't believe that unless he comes out and
had
says
bad
that.
intentions when he
I
came up there.
disagree with that.
No, he definitely did.
And to me, that's a bogus thing to call because unless it is
Watch
100%,
his college play. He's a
But-
dirty player.
but unless it is 100%
It's right there.
obvious,
It's right there.
Yeah.
then you don't know what someone's intentions are. It is impossible to know what their intentions are unless they tell you. Unless you were
He
legit,
can have an idea.
unless you're
He can have
legit,
a great idea.
pulling
Okay,
back
so
and
why
going in for it.
Is this intentional?
Let's see.
This is him in college.
Putting someone's ass out there, so that was intentional.
He got tossed for that.
What's that?
What are we even looking at here?
How do you not see that?
He puts his ass out and puts him on the ground and stops him from running. Look, and trips him intentionally.
To me, that
Don't even say. Do we know he was making a basketball move?
no, to me, it just looks like he's backing up and runs into.
What?
him.
What
He
the
put his butt out. Watch. He intentionally did that.
Okay, play. Watch.
Intentionally.
Boom. What is that? He had a shim or something? Take a shit out in the middle of the court? Boom.
I mean,
He
yeah, that looks
clearly hit him.
intentional, but at first glance, when you don't know that's what you're looking at, that legit looks like he just expected someone to run into the back of him. But no, that does look intentional.
Exactly. His history.
He has history.
That's
Tripped
the-
him.
He tripped
That's
his
the
ass.
same dude that smacked it in the face.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought the dude that smacked him in the face was black.
No, it was white.
Without further ado, we don't have time for Arkansas Auburn. Okay,
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
This is our own damn show.
Okay.
We got time for
Okay,
everything.
Arkansas Auburn. Dude, Auburn is gonna get knocked out first or second round of the March Madness. I'm not taking them to the Elite Eight though. That's all I'll say. That's my take. I'm not taking them to the Elite Eight. I'm not taking them to the Final Four.
Okay, so did you think Alabama wasn't going to make it to the college football playoffs because they lost to A&M?
Well, no, it's just I think when they played Mizzou, it was
That's a little different though because you're only playing two teams. You're not playing a round of 64.
Just point being though is I'm
You
not
can't
gonna
make that comparison. It's two
I'm not
sports.
going to say they're not going to.
but
They're not going to go to the finals of March Madness just because they lost to someone like Arkansas.
well they beat Mizzou by 1 and Mizzou is 9-13. And Ohio State did the same thing and they were a 2 seed in the March Madness and got knocked out first round last year. So what I'm saying, like March Madness has this.
Now I won't think that Auburn won't go out very early, but I'm not going to base this game decision off of that.
I mean,
Arkansas has had struggles because they only rely on one player, JD Note, and it's just crazy that one player on that team basically won them the game. If you-
practically.
Yeah, practically. And the bench did phenomenal. And Auburn's
Well-
bench did terrible. If you look at their numbers, Auburn's bench put up single-digit numbers,
Well,
and that can't happen as a number one team.
and I
beat
would
Auburn.
100% say Auburn lost this game. Arkansas didn't win the game.
No, I would definitely say Arkansas won that game because you can't say Auburn lost the game when Arkansas got to the line
Ar- I mean,
28 times.
Auburn really just shot themselves in the foot.
Now, I can't remember
Yeah, no,
what his
no.
name was.
Honestly, both of them cannot shoot from the field. Auburn shot for 37% from the field, and Arkansas shot 35 from the field, and took so many shots and missed a lot of shots.
Honestly, that sounds pretty average.
No,
The
average is
average-
40. Around.
Average is 4.
No,
around
I mean
40.
that's not
A little
far
bit.
off though.
But a little bit. But you're the number one team though in the
You
league.
should be
Playing a
shots.
good basketball team.
Arkansas is not even ranked.
I
They
know.
should be.
I think they should have been.
They
They
should.
just
They're
most
definitely
definitely.
gonna be ranked. After
If you
this.
ask me, they were top 15 before coming into that game, and they just I don't know why they're not ranked.
Well, they had some really bad losses, but nonetheless, you're a number one team. When you think of a number one team, you think of Gonzaga, who is lights out from the paint and doing just.
Yeah,
being
but that, in my opinion, that was a fluke when they were going through like that. Like, it's rare that you have teams that are that good in college.
Well,
Like
Gonzaga's
that-
been good for 5 years straight.
Yeah, but
6 years straight, 7. I don't know, but this is not how a number one team performs. And
this is honestly, this is what I think more typically think of when I think of a number one team. Someone who's just slightly better than everybody else.
But when you're picking teams for March Madness, the thing is, you look back and see what games because basketball and football are totally different sports,
Yeah,
and there are way bigger upsets in basketball than football. Because UMBC beat Virginia, a 1-16 seed.
but
upset.
also, in my opinion, there's not a whole lot of differences amongst all those teams and players, other than their final stats.
I
Especially,
highly disagree with
okay,
that.
especially when if
What are you trying to say?
as in if a majority of your games are decided by 10 points or less, then you're not that much better than a team if you only win by 10 points.
That's why the NBA is a game of 7.
And yeah, that's I 100% agree with. That's my point.
But you can't just base a team off one game.
That's my point.
But you say
But say if you
timeout. I'm still making my
no,
point.
if you my point is like
I'm
you say,
still making my
if
point.
you
I'm
lose-
still making my point.
if you
I'm
lose
still
10
trying to make my
games,
point. I'm still trying to make my point.
I don't care.
I'm still trying to make my point. If Auburn is 20, they were 22-1.
Come on.
That is a good basketball team.
Yes, I don't disagree with that.
You can't put this one loss to Arkansas saying, "Oh, they're bad now." That's
my
still
point.
a really good basketball
That's my
team.
point.
Yeah.
But they're still
If,
top.
I bet if Auburn played Arkansas in the next 2 games, they would kill them.
That's my point. That's
No, your
100%.
point said is these bad teams are good because they beat one good team.
No, it's not.
That's literally what you said.
No, I said if just because you lose 10 games in a row, but those games have been within 5 to 10 points, that doesn't mean, in my opinion, that doesn't make you a terrible team. Because if you were to play those same teams again, it could go 100% the other way around.
I'm
That's my point.
Wait, hold on.
Like if
I'm
you
trying
play
to- I'm
if
trying
you
to
play
wrap
the
it.
same team 4 times,
Okay.
and 2 times you lose to that team by 10 to 15 points, but the next 2 times you beat that same team 10 to 15 points, those 2 teams, in my opinion, are even.
You're dumb.
I have no.
That's
I
a
have no-
50-50.
I have
You're
no,
so stupid.
math.
What are you talking about? That's
Math is not-
50-50.
Math is not my strong suit, so I'm like really.
Okay,
confused.
if you
Sorry, I'm
play the
sorry.
same team 4 times.
We can't do 4 times.
I'm just saying. You say you played the same team 4
I
times.
do better when I write things down.
Or okay, so a lot of times you play the same team twice in the season, right?
In basketball,
Yeah.
when you play conference.
Yeah.
Conferences twice.
Okay, the first time you play a team,
Mm-hmm.
you lose to them by 10 points.
Okay.
The next time you play them, you beat them by 10 points.
Okay.
You are the same even team to me. Those 2 teams are at even
But
level.
you can't base that off just one game.
Those are 2 games.
If they were to play again, the other team could beat them by 20.
My point is to me those teams are even.
So
In my point is that neither one of those teams are better than the other.
okay,
I would definitely say one's better than the other.
because like
How?
You
If
can
you play-
base it off other games.
you base it off. Yeah,
Okay.
you can't-
Yes, but my point is just because a team goes on a 10-game losing streak,
That's a bad team. You
But
should
if-
close out games.
but if the games are really close,
Just close out games. Learn how to close out games.
Mhm.
you
That's
can't
it,
base it off of that.
I
Yes,
know,
you
but
can.
yes.
Don't put yourself in that situation.
hold up. So when you're a number one team in basketball, you do well in the following things: closing out games when you need to.
Yes.
And they've done
defensive
and they
rebounding,
do that.
steals.
They did that
Mhm.
against Alabama when they beat them by 81-77.
Okay, I don't disagree with you though.
I know.
But if your first 15 games you've only won by a point or 2, to me you're not that much better than the people you're beating. You just are slightly better. Yeah, you might be the best team out there, but the margin of better you are is very shallow. So just any other really good team could come up and potentially beat you by 2 or 3 points.
Mhm.
Like at that point, I don't disagree that you are a really top tier team, but it's almost left the chance that some other team might come up and beat you by a point or 2.
Okay.
As in, to me, the top 20 teams are all very close, in my opinion.
They're very close. I mean, with basketball, they could be because basketball is that sort of sport that is just.
And if you look at them, they're all beating each other.
I mean, Auburn is beating a lot of these top 10 teams. They beat
Auburn
Kentucky.
has just gotten lucky and they come out on top.
Not
more times.
lucky.
Not lucky.
No.
Not lucky.
What-
Don't say lucky.
They finish. They finished in the fourth quarter because they beat Kentucky. Kentucky is ranked number 5 at the time.
But they weren't lucky against Arkansas.
No, 'cause
They lucked out and Arkansas
I know,
beat them.
yeah.
No,
they
they
weren't
didn't
lucky.
luck out. They were hitting shots when they needed to hit shots.
And
In that game as well.
Where they hurt themselves was putting Arkansas on the line, getting 3 points with no time, with
Yes.
not the time to get taken.
Yeah.
That's where they shot themselves in the foot.
I agree.
That's
yeah.
not luck.
Yeah, they didn't. They
also
That's not luck for Arkansas. That's not good luck for Arkansas.
also
That's not bad luck. That's putting your team in a bad situation.
you're taking about what I say about luck like too literal.
whenever and you're okay, and you have to look at the stats too, because if you're a number 1 team and you shoot 32 3-pointers and you only make 8 of them,
Hey, I'll put it in this kind of perspective. In our fantasy game or fantasy league,
mm-hmm.
I legit, honestly, in my opinion, had like one of the worst teams, but I just happened to come out with the rank I did or with the
You
record I
can't do a
did.
fantasy team
I'm
because
just-
all those players are playing on different teams.
I'm using it as an example.
But
My
you can't. That's
my
not
point
valid.
being is that like if you look at a bunch of the games they play,
Mm-hmm.
if they are all within 5 to 10 points from with each other,
Yeah.
If you look at those other teams going and playing against each other,
Mm-hmm.
then they could be so much better than that team, and it just
Yeah.
that's how the game ended up happening out.
Okay. Here's my final thing about the Auburn Arkansas game because I kind of want to watch the Sean White thing. It comes out in 6 minutes. When Auburn has 28 personal fouls in a freaking game,
Yeah, no,
that
literally
can't
just
happen.
they destroyed themselves that game.
And if you and they did this against Mizzou. They did this against Mizzou. They had high fouls. They had a bunch of turnovers and they couldn't hit their shots. And whenever they do that, and they did that against Kentucky as well and Alabama. So when you have those games, and I'm like thinking to myself,
Well,
in
okay,
March Madness,
but
I
all
can't-
those other than Arkansas, they won all those other games, right?
who
Auburn.
because they finished them out.
But so
Well,
that's
by-
my point. They're not that much better than all those other teams.
No, they are. Because if that other team was better, they would finish out the game.
I don't think one or the other is actually technically better.
If
You think Missouri? So what you're saying is
Like skill wise, I don't think either one of those teams is that much better.
so you think Missouri is the same as Auburn?
Not like they're not far off. The teams are very close in skill.
Okay. Okay. The only thing that happened to Missouri was that they kept on missing shots, and the personal fouls and turnovers were a big deal. Whenever you have double-digit turnovers, that's a problem.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with that.
So
But that's my point. Like, you also got to give a little bit of credit to Mizzou there.
their
Because-
defense was playing lights out.
their defense was
Well, not lights out, but they were definitely forcing Auburn to do more.
Okay,
worse.
If Missouri is a good team and they turn over Auburn, was it 11 times that game?
yes.
10, yeah, they turn over Auburn 10 times that game and still lose by 1. If Missouri is a good enough basketball team, they finish that game.
Exactly.
Okay, how many turnovers did Missouri have,
13,
and how many did Auburn have?
10. But the thing is,
So they shot themselves in the foot more than Auburn did.
so how was the game even this close then? That's the thing. I'm
That's
trying to wrap
my
head
point.
around.
That Mizzou's actually not that bad.
No, they are bad.
They're
If
bad.
you watch a game, Missouri is bad.
Oh my gosh.
Quanzo Martin, and bro, you were talking to a Mizzou diehard fan. Quanzo Martin cannot coach a basketball team, especially this one with a bunch of rookies. He cannot. It's terrible. And so Auburn, when I see these,
Go to the Georgia game.
when I see these oh yeah, Georgia, 6-17. Let's see these. 14
Yeah,
turnovers.
they turned over Auburn 14 times.
20 personal.
Capitalize on those turnovers.
20
And just because Missouri turned over Auburn 10 times doesn't mean they scored on those plays.
That's. I mean, I'm not saying they did or didn't.
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying. If you get turnovers on a good team, you have to capitalize on those. You're not going to win.
I don't.
You see
I
that.
don't disagree with it, but in the end of the day, it was 1 point.
Exactly. If you're going to beat a good team, you got to
So-
capitalize on when you're going to do that.
I know. Yeah, but that's my point. They're not that different.
No,
Okay,
because if
okay,
Auburn's
but-
having a bad game and you still lose when you're capital.
If that's the case, then every game that Auburn had in the last 10 games where they were this close has been a bad
It's
Auburn
because
game.
their number one player's been out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then in that case, Auburn's had a bad game the last 10 games.
No, it's been like the last maybe 4.
Okay, then Auburn's been having a bad game the last 4 games.
No, why? Because their number one player's out.
I'm not.
Man, I was like, I just said something, you just completely forgot about it.
I'm not saying that is or isn't a why, and it definitely is going to play a factor. Yes, but my point is that Auburn's not like there's not a huge margin in between Auburn and the next team. Like who's number 2?
Who's number 2? But here, I'll say this about March Madness. Gonzaga. And Gonzaga
What's the
is
record?
19-2.
Yeah,
Same.
they're pretty much the exact same team.
With
That's my point.
a 12-game winning streak, and you have to take that.
And how much are there point variations between all their games?
You want to know this? It's bad. It is 90-57,
Yeah,
92
it's
to
like 30
102.
points.
They beat
Like-
them by 30 to 40 points every game.
Like to me, that sounds like a better team than Auburn.
But you gotta look at the teams they're playing against. What Auburn's
yeah.
playing.
So
Okay, I don't disagree with that, but
Gonzaga's playing these like no-name schools, and then you got Auburn
Playing ranked teams.
playing ranked
And
teams.
beating them.
okay, yes, but like to me, all the SEC teams are like, for the most part, very close to each other in skill.
In football, maybe.
No, yeah, here.
And well, okay.
Like to me, I don't think Arkansas is that much worse than Auburn.
Skill wise, Auburn's 10 times better than Arkansas right now.
I don't think so.
The only reason Auburn lost that game is because they're without their biggest player.
They can't
The atmosphere of the game was in Arkansas's favor by 1,000.
Oh yeah,
They shot themselves in the foot, putting us on the line.
Mhm. This honestly reminds me of Virginia, whenever they were the hottest team, they were the number 1 team, and then guess what? They lose their biggest player, and they go out
And they
first
got
round
cocky. Auburn came in there thinking they were going to beat a red
oh
hot
absolutely,
Razorback
they
team.
would think they would. But my point being is that like they're not that big of a difference between because by
You're gonna
chance
tell
they could
me
swap.
you're going to tell me Arkansas and Auburn are the same team.
No,
Skill base?
No.
Who's better?
I definitely think Auburn's better.
All right, then who's better between Auburn and
But-
Missouri?
I definitely think Auburn's
All
better.
right, what about Arkansas and Missouri?
I would say Arkansas
Okay, where are you basing that off of?
off of their record.
All right, so
But-
Arkansas, I'm pretty sure, beat Mizzou by like 20 points or something like that, and Auburn beat Mizzou by 1 point. So who's better?
My point is
Because off your logic, you would say no, Arkansas is better because they beat by more points.
no.
That's
No,
I don't know.
I'm just saying they're not that big of a difference between each other.
what do you mean that big?
Brandon,
Oh my word!
Brandon,
to
where are
me,
you at?
to me, the margin
Oh,
of
he's on my side. He said hashtag Keep Trevor in the comments.
but he also said he has nothing. He has no clue about the whole.
So,
basketball
bro, we did talk about the Super Bowl props. Go in the
That's
beginning.
what I told him. I
So
said
show
we
up
did
at the
it
beginning of the episode next time, and maybe you'll listen. Maybe you'll hear it. But okay,
But-
Sean White's about to go, so we gotta.
You can watch it on your phone.
Oh, okay. But okay, so when I'm picking teams to win in the March Madness bracket,
Okay, and
Come on,
that
please,
that,
stop.
that that is my point. When you go to you get to the March Madness championship. That's why I'm not surprised when a 16th seed wins.
no,
It's only happened once.
it's only happened one time
Okay,
in all existence.
but whenever it does happen, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was surprised.
Oh, I
Everyone
was-
was surprised.
Everybody was because it
Just-
has never happened. How can you be like, oh,
or
okay.
or when you get to the second round, or when you have the teams or say they're like what would an 8 seed play?
8 seed would play 9.
9? Like to me, that's definitely going to go either one way
That's
or the
8
other.
and 9.
That's 8 and 9.
But,
There's a
like-
difference between whenever
but,
they
like-
The
base,
difference between 1 and 16 and 8 and 9.
hold on, whenever they base off seeds, they base it off the conference that they play in and
Yes.
what the talent that they play in. So someone in like UMBC hasn't played that much, like that many good players, but they still qualify.
Yeah.
But
So,
then when
but you
have-
got like what 4 main different conferences there that are playing,
No,
Okay.
it's
So-
all different conferences that go in there.
like
but
the
it's
Sun Belt.
right.
go
They're
in
in
there.
there.
Yeah.
And
Whoever-
Euler did really good a few years ago.
Who?
Euler.
Little Rock, yeah.
They did really good a couple years ago. But I mean, that's my point. To me, they're just. That's why I like having so many teams in the March Madness because overall, the skill level, when you get like just 20 teams deep, to me, most of those top 20 teams are going to beat most of those next 20 tiers down.
I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
You made your
But
point.
okay, hold on. But I'm gonna finish my statement. Whenever I'm picking teams to win, I'm looking at who they played and what they beat them by, and also what were the little mistakes that they would make throughout the season. And when it comes to turning over the ball in the March Madness tournament is a huge thing that you have to take in consideration. So these are things I like to take in consideration. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. This was fun. This was
Definitely,
so fun.
I definitely liked having Tom Braun.
I did too.
I like having the four people.
I think having him would be cool. Did you see that? That would be cool. But yeah, let's wrap this up so
What
we
did
can
we
watch. So we can watch the Alpine.
What's it going on right now?
Yeah, it's going on right now. Sean
Who's
White.
this?
It's not Sean White. I bet they'll probably put him last just because it's Sean White. Look at that. Boom. It's cool.
Well, we're going to go in the living room and watch the Winter Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a fun one. It's been an interesting one. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments about Grayson Allen. And
Yeah, what's your opinions
what was
and
the
all
first
that?
thing that we were talking? Marcus Morris.
He's kind of up here too. He said flagrant on him.
I definitely don't think they're intentional. Anyway. So, y'all, we'll be back. You will probably definitely be back next week for the Super Bowl, talking about what happened there and whatever else goes on for it. Thanks for showing up. See y'all next time.